Praise the Lord and good morning and welcome to Couple Talk. I see today somebody is standing so far. Why are you standing so far today?
Because today's topic is Touch Me Not.
So that is the reason he's standing afar from me. But I want him to come so that only we can talk together.
All right.
Okay. Touch me not.
So today's topic is Touch Me Not.
I think there is a plant, right? Touch me not.
Touch Me Not.
You are a science student, no? Can
Yeah.
you explain a bit? Is there a scientific term for that or
Yes, we used to call that particular plant as mimosa.
not
And-
samosa?
Not samosa, but mimosa. So we used to call that plant as mimosa. In our school days, we used to go into gardens and we used to play with those plants. So whenever we touch that mimosa plant, the leaves folds themselves. And after a while, it opens again. So that plant is called Touch Me Not plant, mimosa.
Oh, that plant has a beautiful pink color flower too.
Really?
Yeah.
Yes.
Because and also it is thorny.
Very thorny. Yes.
Very thorny. If you touch, though I am so attractive, there's a pink color flower. If you come to pluck the flower, I'll definitely
It
poke you.
pricks.
It breaks you.
Ah.
That is the character of the touch me not plant.
And so, do you think that Touch Me Not people are there in the marriage?
Oh yes.
Okay.
This is a very delicate and a sensitive topic, but many couples are not willing to come forward to share this part of their lives, even with a counselor. When things goes extreme, when it comes to the extreme case, they may go to a therapist or a counselor or to a pastor, to the helper. But very rarely people go. I think this is one of the, when you ask the counselors, this is one of the reason for the divorce. Many a times we hear that divorce is happening, lot of problems are surface level problem, but underneath there is one problem, that's intimacy. So this touch me not, I wanted to connect with intimacy level. So that's what this name is, touch me not. But I wanted to start today with a question to all the couples. Question is, are you committed to each other to seek and follow God's plan in your lives? Especially Christian couples. If so, why are you becoming touch me not? So that is the question. So, this touch me not plant character, many a times, many couples experiences. Either husband became touch me not or wife became touch me not. So underneath lying, there will be lot of problems. So why they have become like that? So in many ways, we need to understand one thing. We need to see our relationship, or we need to understand the human relationship. Human relationship is very fragile and very sensitive. It's like a bubble. If you just give one small prick, it'll burst. So it's like that's what human relationship, because it is with full of imperfections. Nobody can say that I am so perfect. So human relationship itself is imperfect. That's what James 3:2 says. James 3:2 says, we all stumble in many ways. I may stumble in one way and my husband may stumble in other ways, because we are imperfect people. So we cannot expect I am being so perfect and my husband or my wife should be so perfect in our lives. Because we need to see all our relationship from the perspective of human relationship. That's what somebody wrote in Billy Graham's page. They wrote like this: even if you You married once and again you divorced and you are going to get married in the second time. But before getting second marriage, you will go and interview him or her 100 times and 200 times, and you are dating for 3 to 4 years or 10 years, and you send your friends to interview that girl or boy again. But still when you come to marriage, you feel imperfection. So there is no perfect person in this world. So that's what it says. In other words, we can say that there is no 100% perfect person. That's what James says. We all stumble in many ways. So that's what. So that's what our topic today is. We all stumble in many ways. We are imperfect. Then why you become touch me not? Why I act so much that I am so perfect, I am so righteous, I have all the qualities, and my spouse doesn't have that. And I became untouchable because I am so perfect. You have no right. So why? That's what. So before I say there are few reasons for men why they became untouchable, and there are few reasons for the women why she became untouchable or touch me not. So before I say that, there is a underlying problem. There is an underneath the problem for touch me not attitude. That is relying on the intimacy level. So that there is the problem, most of the cases. But that, as I said in the beginning, many of the couples are not willing, or they are afraid, or they feel ashamed to share this with the counselor or with the therapist or with the pastor. So that they either they'll swallow that and go with the life like that, bearing all the pain, then all the surface level problems will pop up always. So this is intimacy. So in other words, intimacy proves that it is a profound covenant intervened in with the two lives. That's what, that is the reason. So marital intimacy is a bliss. It's a bliss. It is because it is established by God. That's what it's a bliss. That is what Hebrew 13:4 says like this. Honoring the marriage bed. It's very important. But today's scenario, when you open the newspaper or you open any news, everywhere we can see that a polluted relationship, a distorted relationship. Many marriages are broken, or it is on the rock, or they are divorced. They are living separately. Why all these things are happening? Since God bless the marriage, and we know that the marriage bed is honorable, it is pure. But many a times we hear, or the people comes to us for the counseling, or people call us and saying that my husband is having an illegal relationship with another lady, or my wife is having an illegal relationship with another man. So many things, and they justify that. They justify by saying that because my wife is like that, because my husband is like that, I am going for that. No, that's not the case. And also we know that all the problems which you are having will be manifested when it comes to the intimacy level, where he is humiliated and she feels unpleasant. A humiliation and the unpleasant situation, they are not able to express it. It comes out as anger, a depression, emotional burst out. Sometimes it shows on the children. In every area of the life, unsatisfied life, we can say that. Today, the purity of the marriage is destroyed by the external things, many of the external things. So when you allow the external elements to come inside, There are a lot of things other which I am going to say that. Or when you allowed the external, the pornography, illegal relationship, financial infidelity, emotional infidelity, physical infidelity. So a lot of things when you allow into the marriage, either one of you will become touch me not. Because they are hurt. They are wounded. It is painful. In other words, we can see that in the faith, there is no place for faithfulness. That's what one spouse become, touch me not. Touch me not. So here, there are a few things. And before that, I wanted to establish that intimacy is for a wife, it starts with her emotion. Whereas for men, it is physical. The intimacy level start from the morning breakfast. Many of us will think, oh, it is in the evening. No, I want to say that for a woman, for a wife, it start from your dining table. But she brings a cup of nice coffee to you. And the husband will say, what kind of coffee is that? Sugar is not there. It is very strong. I cannot drink. Go make it another one. She is hurt from there because it is with her emotion. Instead of that, he should have said, coffee, sugar is less. Can you put a little more sugar? This is very strong. Can you adding a little more milk and make it lighter? Then it would have been good for her. But now what is happening? Then the husband will get ready and he will go to his work, job or his offices. But what is happening for the woman who is at home, always this will play in her mind. So she's hurt. The tears comes out. She cannot explain to anybody. So what will happen? This will disturb her whole throughout the day. Whereas the man, he is involved with his job and he comes home, he would have forgot altogether about this. And when it comes to the intimacy level, she is touch me not. She is touch me not because it's wounded her emotion. That's what its relationship is always. For women, it is emotional. For men, it is physical. So that both spouses need to understand that. Both spouses, once we understand, then the relationship will go very nice. So it is, for her, it is emotional closeness. Than the physical closeness, for her, it is emotional closeness. So we need to understand. So in other words, we can see that the emotional connect is missing for her. When the emotional connect is missing for her, the physical connection, it is very hard for her. That's what she become touch me not. She become touch me not. The second thing is why most of the time women become touch me not, the infidelity in the marriage. Infidelity means the cheating in the marriage. The emotional infidelity. Maybe your spouse, your husband, may be emotionally so much connected to a female friend. Or he spend more time calling to her, talking to her. That's an emotional infidelity. It breaks the heart of the wife. Second one is financial infidelity. Financial infidelity means he is not willing to share everything about the finance to his wife. Because though the husband manages all the money, handles the finance, in most of the homes it is fine. But she is the one who always filled with anxiety. Oh my God, children's fees, the rent, the medical issues, the parents need to be taken care, the family, though the groceries, every issue, though she knows that husband is the one who is managing, but the anxiety level always will be with her. She'll be anxious towards that. So what happened when the husband is not willing to share everything about the financial situation, what will happen? That financial infidelity will hurt her. She is crushed. Then she become touch me not. So that is another. Then it comes the physical intimacy. The physical infidelity. Physical infidelity goes the extreme level. Having a extramarital relationship with another woman. So it's hurt her, it's devastated her, it will collapse her life. So obviously she'll become touch me not. Then another problem when she became touch me not is when she comes to know that her husband is addicted to pornography. Pornography. So pornography will destroy the marriage because it brings explosion in the marriage, confusion in the marriage, and the insecurity in the marriage. Always. Because always understand that virtuality is different from reality. Virtuality. You see something in because that is pleasant to your eyes. Once you come to the reality, it is altogether different thing. So when wife comes to know that husband is putting or investing most of his time on the screen, watching the pornography, being a wife, it is humiliating to her. It is questioning her dignity. In other words, it's questioning her dignity, her emotional dignity, physical dignity. In other words, as a person, her existence itself is questioned. So she is disordered there. She's hurt there. Then she become touch me not. She became touch me not. So that's what Matthew 5:28 says like this. No, whoever looks at a woman with lust commit adultery in heart. Jesus is very serious with that issue. Even not only for the men, even for the women, if you look at a man with another eyes, you are committing adultery with him in your heart. So this is the time you need to, because Jesus is going to come soon, we need to set right ourselves. So this become, this physical infidelity or the pornography will make the wife touch me not. In other words, we can see that when pornography it brings the biggest consequences in the life. That is unfaithfulness, pollution in the mind and in the heart. The person who is watching pornography having a polluted mind, a polluted heart. Today, how many rapes cases we are, even married men. Even the small newborn babies are not left, girls are not left. Why? Because of the pollution in the heart and in the mind. So pornography is one of the reasons. You are, in the virtually you get everything. So what will happen, with a polluted mind, with a polluted heart, a husband is there, then the wife obviously become touch me not. Another reason we can see that many of the times why the wife is untouchable or touch me not, because of the family issues or family concerns, the in-laws problems, the financial problems, the kids problem, whole a lot of things will be crushing her. Then she will become untouchable or touch me not. So she may not be able to connect with you. If you invest more, husband, invest more of the time, giving time to your parents or with your friends or all those things, it definitely can hurt. Unless and until you draw a border. It can hurt. So touch me not. Yeah. Then another issue is a woman is a new mother. She just gave birth. Then postpartum depression is there. Most of the women get that. So the husband may not understand that. A wife, a new mother usually goes into depression. There she needs a lot of encouragement, lot of moral support. Otherwise, moral support from husband, not from anybody else. Otherwise, she'll become touch me not, because all the process which she went through, the all night she is awake, taking care of the baby, everything is new for her. and she is physically so tired. Genuinely, she's tired. She's worn out. The changing the diaper of the baby, feeding the baby, it's emotionally, physically, she's worn out. So depression. And sometimes it's a baby blue. Baby blue means she's irritated. It's not that she doesn't like the baby, but she's irritated. Her mood swings. So all those things husband need to understand. A wise husband will understand, oh, she's going through this phase of this life. I need to be there for her as a rock. Then she'll become, obviously, oh, my husband is there is like a rock. I have a shoulder to lean on. I have a person who is concerned about me. Then what will happen? Obviously, she is having that emotional connection with the husband. Many times we tend to make a lot of conclusions in that. Oh, that lady is like that. She is throwing her tantrum. She is irritated. But you need to understand that that is a physical thing which she is going through. That's the time we can see that the physical infidelity in men. So many cases comes to us. When I went for delivery, after I came from the delivery, my husband has another relationship. So that is, then we can say another reason is they're replacing kids with the spouses. So it should not be continually, it should not happen. Because her whole attention goes to the kids. And the husband feel that he is pushed aside. She's pushed aside. Whereas your first priority is your husband. So don't replace your kids with the spouse. That's one. Because when you replace, when a wife replaces the kids with the spouse, what will happen? She'll become touch me not. I have everything. That's my kids are my world. Of course, your kids are your world, but husband is the priority. Your spouse is the priority. Then real medical issues comes. Sometimes she may be going through a real medical issues, problems, physical problems. So that husband need to understand there he needs to be a support to her. Sometimes she may be taking a medicine for depression. Or she may be some physical ailment she must be having. Sometimes with the severe sicknesses. So all those things, if she's medically ill or clinically she is ill, she may not be able to connect with you. Still she comes out of that. So a wise husband will understand. He will go to the root and see that why she has become touch me not. What are the reasons? A wise husband always will dig the reason, find out the root, and help her to come out. And come on, I'm there for you. Come, let's together face this. Let us come out together. Not only you are facing, when you face, I am also facing. Both of us are together. We are one flesh. So there is no place for physical infidelity, then there is no place for financial infidelity, emotional infidelity, so no place for pornography, nothing won't be there. Then your marriage bed will be honored. That's what. Then my thing is, why he became untouchable. Now I spoke why she became touch me not plant. Now why he became touch me not plant. We counsel a lot of people. Most of the husbands, the first complaint is she spent more time in media. In Facebook, in Twitter, thank Lord TikTok is not there. TikTok, Instagram, WhatsApp, every second checking. So many a husband says that when I come from the office, she with the cell. When I go, she's with the cell. When she get up, she's with the cell. If I ask her a question, she's with the cell. That is one of the issues. Then the husband will get frustrated and he became touch me not in one of the things. In other words, I want to say that she replaced him with a phone. And then second thing is she gives lot of priority to her parents, to her siblings, than the husband. She goes in an extreme level, put him down in front of her parents and siblings. That definitely make him touch me not. She won't give him a respect. She will speak, she will call him names in front of his parents, in front of her parents. Then tell me which husband has the emotional connect or the physical connect with the wife. A respect is missing there. In front of kids, she will speak bad about her husband. In front of her parents, she will take up the phone and she will cry, she'll call and she will speak. In front of his parents, she'll take revenge and she will speak bad about him. So that is, you are putting the self-esteem of your husband. You are destroying the dignity of your husband. So what will happen there? He become naturally or gradually become touch me not. So this is another reason why he is not coming closer to her. Then we can see that from the women part, arguing, clarification. Every small things needed clarification. Why you came late? Why did you do that? That clarification. Then comes picking up all the minor issues. As I was saying that last time, from Adam's time. Picking up. If today's issue is today's issue, you bring 10 years back issues. You bring 20 years back issues. So everything you will bring it in as if you are switch on a tape recorder. In your language, you will replay the reels. You replay the reels. So what will happen is that he will slowly, he started to detach himself from you. So that is another reason. Then we can see that obviously his pornographic addiction. Because he is so much addicted to pornography, he may not be able to connect with you. So and then the medical problem. Husband also has a lot of medical problems. So the medical problems also can affect him. So as a wife, you need to understand these are the reason why my husband is disconnecting from me. Let me go into the root. Let me dig it out. If I need a counseling or if I need a therapist help, a clinical help, let me do it. Or sit together and talk it out before it's become a mountain. When it is a small hill itself, you need to take it off. From the root, if you are just you are clearing it up from the surface level or peripheral level, the root is remaining there. The root is remaining there. You need to ask together, husband and wife together, you need to go back to the root and see that. Is the wrong counseling I got it from my siblings or from my auntie or uncle or from my parents? Why I am detached from my husband or my wife? Is that the wrong communication I got it from somebody else? I came with a prejudice or I came with a preoccupied ideas into the marriage. I came with this idea, then I'm not seeing that because your marriage is unique and you are a separate unit. Your auntie's marriage and your uncle's marriage, that same law you cannot apply in your marriage, whoever gave you counseling. You have to develop your own uniqueness. You have to develop your own laws and rules in your marriage. If you are a wise woman, if you are a wise husband. That's what in Proverbs 31 says that her husband trusts her. And he is sit at the gates and judges. Why? Because he can trust her, he can leave everything to her at her home and go out. Financially, she is faithful everywhere. The same way, the husband is able to judge there. Why? Because she is a backbone. And she is the manager of the home. She, early morning, she gets her, she does the thing. Because husband's support is there. That's what husband and the children call her blessed. This is the reciprocal encouragement. He is there for you and she is there for him. So family is not one person, it's mutual. So then all these things, when you put it right, what will happen? Your intimacy level will be flourishing. Then the marriage is, intimacy is a bliss as God established. And I want to just say that first, there are 4 phases in the marriage, even in the intimacy level. The first phase, I wanted to tell that this is the first 10 years. First 10 years of most of the marriages are very good. The intimacy level is very good. The communication level is very good. Everything is very good. And it's good. In other words, it is good. The first, in other words, you can say that the first part of the marriage is, some cases it end up 1 year. But most of the marriage, 7 to 10 years, it's very good. But second phase is the next 10 years. When it comes, the responsibility increases there. Then the children start to go to school, to go to college. So the mother will be more of concentrating on the children and their studies and the housework. The husband will be outside working for the financial issues, all those things. Then we can see that there is a small disconnection is happening, because there is not much communication there. So that is the time weeds also grows in your garden. As you grow, as the true plant grows, along with weeds also grow. Means the non-communication level grows there. Misunderstanding grows there. Outside relationships will be slowly developing there. So you need to be very careful about that. What are the weeds grow in your garden? If you see a weed, both of you together need to pluck it out. So so after the third level, what is happening? Children began to leave your nest. They'll go for studies. They go for jobs, or they get married. They'll go. Then all of a sudden, both husband and wife is left at home. And all of a sudden, you found that as if you are living with a stranger. Still now you had the responsibility to do. You had the children to take care, their studies, all the things. Now, then you will realize, my God, how many years since we did not communicate with each other as we need to communicate. The communication level is missing there. So that is the time, instead of becoming a stranger, you need to bring out that rapport, that communication level. Restart. Go for a walk together. Do things. You have a lot of things. Reading together, going out together. In other words, start dating again. Don't think that I am in 50s. 50 is the best time. You can grow together. Your intimacy level can grow together. Where there is no fear of conceiving, there is no fear of anything. You are free. You are relaxed. You are relaxed. There is a time for you to develop your communication. In other words, a constructive communication level you can develop that. In other words, I want to say that the spark of the marriage, you can bring it again. No, my life is over. No, your life starts there. Because all the responsibilities, everything's settled. Now you have time for each other again. Like in the beginning, the first decade of the marriage, how you were, you can be this. If you work it out. If you work it out. And you can pray together, going out together, giving attention to each other, giving support, moral support, physical support, a lot of things you can do it together. But this is again the second phase of blissful marriage. Then comes the fourth phase. Fourth phase is muscles won't be so flexible. A lot of gray hair will be coming on. And you don't looking at your wife, hey, she's becoming old. You are also. You are also, you need to accept that. Usually we hear husbands complain, my wife is becoming very old. What about you? Both of you are growing old together. Grow mature, grow old together. This is also teamwork. You are there for him. Then there comes a more of an emotional connection, emotional support. So that is the beauty of the fourth stage. It's not the old age home you are going, but at your home you develop. When you come to this fourth stage, you are emotionally so connected. Nobody can separate you. Strong bond is developed there. So whatever the phase of your marriage you must be now, I don't know which phases you are going through. In conclusion, I want to say that be a better lover, so that none of the spouse will become touch me not. Openly share your desires about your intimacy. Don't leave your intimacy to a chance. If you need a help, go to a counselor, go to a pastor, go to a doctor, a therapist. So go and have constructive communication, respect each other, provide emotional support. Marriage is not a 3 hours movie. It is a lifelong hard work. Till the one spouse die. This is a hard work. You cannot say that, you cannot expect the other spouse to do all the hard work and you can relax. No. Both spouses, hard work till the death, do us depart. That is marriage. You cannot relax in marriage. If you relax in marriage, as we explained now, this touch me not condition will come when you relax in marriage. So you need to express respect for each other. Speak. Even if you are angry, you don't need to call names. You don't need to use abusive language towards your husband or wife. You can call him what you call normally. You don't need to use some other language and call. Speak words of respect even if you are angry. So you don't need to speak vulgar language or destroying language, hurting language, because the words which went out of your mouth, you cannot take it back.
The relationship.
Yeah, that break, and you cannot take it back also. It's break the relationship. So offer an encouraging words in the time of need. Be there for each other. So that will develop a close relationship, a close intimacy. Again, for the women, it is an emotional connection. For men, it is a physical connection. So women need to understand the men need to understand the woman. If you both understand each other, you will have a glorious, glorious marriage. At your intimacy level, you will enjoy, as God established, the marriage bed will be honorable. So now over to pastoral counseling.
It's nothing much. You have some Bible verses.
Yes, sir.
If you read those, if you just tell me the scriptural portion, I will read it for the viewers. So the first Bible passage is from 1 Corinthians
7:5.
1 Corinthians
7:5.
All right, so we have heard a wonderful talk that how we should develop our intimacy. And so to learn biblically what actually intimacy need to be in and what context we should understand. Let me read for you 1 Corinthians chapter 7 and verse 5. Verse 5. You know, I'm becoming old. It's a small print.
Should I read?
No,
Read
I
for
will
you.
read it for you. I'll read it. It says, verse 5, do not deprive each other except perhaps by mutual consent and for a time, so that you may devote yourself to prayer, then come together again, so that Satan will not tempt you because of your lack of self control. That's a wonderful thing. So,
Yes.
uh, Paul is actually speaking about intimacy and the bed that need to be honored. Suppose you have to stay away from it, it need to be done in consent. That
Yes.
each, maybe you go for fasting prayers, or you go for some very important programs. So you do it on a consent, so that devil will not take an advantage. See, as you said to you, a right communication need to be there between the couples. Let me read for you one more verse from 1 Peter
3:7.
3:7.
Every wife will be knowing this.
Every wife actually recites that
Yes.
and keep
Poor
reminding
husband.
husbands, poor husbands, every time. So 1 Peter 3:7.
3:7.
They know it by heart.
Yeah.
But we guys, like we have to read it from scriptures. 3:7. Do you know it by heart?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. 3:7. Let me read it for you. 3:7. Husbands. So wife says like this: Husbands, in the same way, be considerate as you live with your wives, and treat them with respect as the weaker partner and as heirs with you of the gracious gift of life, so that nothing will hinder your prayers.
Prayers.
All right? We see this as a big, huge conflict in every day's lives between husband and wife. So we receive so many calls for counseling. The husband says that she irritates me, and then she recites these words, and she says that if you don't talk, if you keep quiet, if you don't respond to me, how will God will talk to you in your prayers? And
You want God to be answered?
and if you
Treat
want
me
God to
well.
answer you, then treat me well.
Yeah.
So, true, it's true that Peter is saying that you need to have a right relationship with your wives, so that you will have a right relationship with God.
God, yes.
You see? But wives should also understand.
Yeah, he's
You
there.
see, both are one flesh. What would happen if God doesn't answer to husband? It affects even her.
Yeah, the whole family.
It affects even her. So the prayers unanswered for a husband is prayers unanswered to wife. So if she is
Obvious.
considerate, then she would understand that, so that she will build him for that prayer.
That's what we need to read, Ephesians 5:33.
Do you think so?
Yes.
Yeah, let me read it. Ephesians chapter 5, because the wife says every time,
She
point
recites.
out to husbands, saying that he should respect her. You see, he should respect her. Where is Ephesians? Okay, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 32. So if
33.
husbands need to respect wives, Ephesians chapter 5, verse 32.
33.
33, it says like this. Let me read it for you. 33. However, it says, however, each one of you also must love his wife as he loves himself, and the wife must respect her husband.
Nailed it.
Nailed it. Paul nailed it. Paul nailed Peter. So the Peter was on the side of wives, and Paul was on the side of husbands, and then both of them nailed husband and wife. You see?
Together.
Together. And so if wife says that husbands need to respect their wives, Paul also said that wives should also respect husbands. What's the bottom line? They need to
Respect each
respect
other.
each other. You
Yes.
see, they need to respect each other. And so, these are the words that we want to share with you. A wonderful session we had. We know this is a bit sensitive. We know people, they don't really speak these things out. Maybe because of our culture, or maybe because of some stigmas
Stigmas.
that we hold on to. So we need to really. I am blessed. We hope we are blessed.
Yes.
We hope you are blessed as we openly speak these things to you. And so, as you watched, we believe that some information would be beneficial to your hearing and to your practice in
Yeah.
your marriage.
For next session is the last topic in this session. So that's the lovebirds which we are going to speak
All
the
right.
next
So
session.
wait for that next Friday at the same time. So God bless you. Have a great time. To husband and wife, respect each other. Amen. Shalom.
Amen. Shalom.